We welcome in head coach Josh McDaniels. And, Coach, I want to use the word swagger and your defense. Beginning of the game, middle, and when you had to close it out, what clicked with them?
Yeah, I thought the effort was phenomenal all night. We knew we were going to be challenged in a running game, with the way the Packers play and how tough and physical Dylan is when he runs the football. And that's the kind of game they made it. I thought our guys really stood up to the challenge. I thought the effort and chase to the football was there all night long from the beginning to the end. And it resulted in a lot of critical plays that we were able to make. The turnovers, again, a lot of those are effort plays. And then obviously capitalizing with Amik's great play at the end.
Great segue to Amik. I want to talk about not only his play, but the depth of the defense here, because guys are competing for more snaps.
Yep.
When a guy gets in and makes plays like that, what does it mean to the depth of the team overall?
Yeah, I think it shows you that when we've talked about, improving our depth and letting the guys compete for roles, it's the truth, and I think it makes every player better. It makes every coach better when you're competing, throughout the course of the offseason, but then you keep competing during the course of the year. And Amik's a guy who competes in every practice, whether he's on the scout team or he's on the first team defense. He's out there trying to do his job at a high level, and we got a lot of players that are doing that. And I think that's where you start to make progress and improve individually and collectively. And he earned his role. He's earned his opportunities.
I wanted to stay with that because I think the fans need to know that you could fight your way into more snaps and starting. Sometimes you get in because someone's injured. They come back. If they deserve their spot, they keep it. But if you're playing well, that gets your attention.
Yeah, and I think to me that's how you get guys to keep going out there and practicing the way that we want them to practice. And again, our job is to put the best 11 guys out there as many plays as possible that give the Raiders the best chance to win. And so if for some reason a name needs to change here or there in a role, then we would like to do that because we think it'll help our team.
Take us through the process with Coach Graham and bringing in Robert Spillane. Their first time meeting.
Yep.
They're watching film together. He needs to pull them aside at practice. How has that evolved?
Yeah, Spill is a football junkie. And, we did our research before we were able to have an opportunity to sign him in free agency. And every person that we talked to about him that had some really intimate knowledge about him just said how tough he was, how much he loved the game, how much he worked at it, how smart he was as a football player. He's a really good communicator. He's a connector. He's always available. I mean, he's been durable, even though he's playing a very physical position inside at middle linebacker. So those people were all accurate, and we've gotten to see that. And so Pat's interaction with him right off the bat, growing into the green dot role that he has, and just being the guy that's really the glue inside to the defense. Just a really solid, football player and a guy that we're really happy to have.
He could have been Defensive Player of the Week, and it went to Max.
Yeah.
So you look back at the tape, and you saw Max, these tackles for losses compared to sacks, Coach. Everyone looks at sacks, but these tackle for losses is really what everybody's pointing out. Aikman's doing the game, Collinsworth last Sunday. They're all talking about him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and if you think about it, they really count the same. And he has a tackle for loss for -4. I mean, it's the same as a sack. It's still 2nd and 14.
Yeah.
And so when you put the offense behind the sticks like he has a number of times this year, whether through pass rush or play in the run, it's so hard to overcome those series. And so, again, when we put our defense in 3rd and long, every defense is better in that situation. So tackles for loss, sacks, any disruptive plays that put the offense behind is important, and he makes a lot of them.
9 different players touched the ball. So if you look at Jimmy, the struggles with points or what's happening overall in the game, do you feel like you're getting closer when you see a game like that, even though it didn't show with the points?
Yeah, and I think again, it's coming. Got Michael Mayer involved, got Hooper the ball, got Trey Tucker the ball. DeAndre Carter made a big play on 4th down. So we're trying to involve all of our skill players. We've got a lot of confidence in them. I think, again, we got to finish in the red zone. We had 2 drives that we finished. We got to finish the 3rd one. We got to keep taking care of the football. And that those things eventually, when we do all those things right, I think we're all going to be happy with the result.
As we look at the Patriots here, before we start with special teams, I want to spend a lot of time there. Mac Jones is a very good player, and he's struggling now. We can see what's going on with him. You're good friends, and you go back with Bill O'Brien. So they've had a lot of struggles. I'm expecting him to come in here and play his tail off. He's that type of competitor. You know him as good as anyone.
Yeah, I do. And, we all go through peaks and valleys during the course of the season, and we've had our fair share, and they're having, some of those same struggles now. But competitors usually rise up to those challenges, and I'm expecting their football team, their coaching staff, every player on that roster to come in here and play the type of football. I mean, these guys had the ball at the very end of the game in the red zone against Philadelphia in week 1, and we all know Philadelphia is a really good football team. Same scenario week 2 against Miami. So that's the kind of effort and execution that we're expecting.
What jumps out at me on tape is how hard they play. Like your defense, pursuing the ball, tackling. It's been preached by Coach Belichick forever, and you can see it. They're not catching the breaks. So I expect they talk about a wounded animal, an angry team. They just play hard, and something you preach here.
Yeah, no doubt. We hope that we're a reflection of one another in that regard, I'm sure. But this is going to be a game where we can't take one play off. Not in the kicking game, not on offense, not on defense. They're going to play hard. We're going to play hard. It's going to be a physical game. Field position is going to be important. Taking care of the football is going to be critical.
What did you learn in the past about special teams from the Patriots that you brought here? Because you talked to me about it last year. You were concerned about special teams when they came here.
Yeah.
That was a big topic. How have you evolved with special teams as a head coach?
Yeah, number one, I think, is just the time investment, and putting the effort and time into your core group of players in a kicking game, our meeting time, our practice time, because it makes a huge difference in the game. I mean, A.J. pinned Green Bay inside their 15-yard line 4 times last week, and that puts the defense in a better position to play defense. And so it's just part of the whole complementary football ideal and the philosophy that we believe in. And, we got a good group of core players. They got a good group of core players. We got 2 veteran kickers. They got 2 young guys that they're breaking in right now. So it'll be a big challenge. We know that they have some really star-studded players in the kicking game that we're going to have to control.
Lastly, as we wrap this up, how's the schedule working out? You had a Sunday night home, Monday night home. You got a Thursday night down the road. How is your team reacting? Bumps and bruises, getting everyone back.
Yep, doing a good job. We talked before the season about how we would handle these stretches, because with the bye week as late as it is, we needed to try to build in some recovery and rest if we could. So we only practiced 3 times last week for the Monday Nighter. I felt like our team was fresh when we played. We gave ourselves an opportunity to recover from the Monday Nighter, and now we'll get out there for a really extended kind of walkthrough-ish type of day today, and then we'll get out there with some tempo tomorrow on Friday. So I think our players are responding the right way. I think we're getting healthier as the week goes on here, and we're expecting a full load on Sunday.
Last one, when Meek made the play, and then afterwards Max is talking to Monday Night Football, and you're trying to get everyone in the locker room. I want to ask what that experience is like for you. Before you speak, everyone's coming in, national media, little local media, and then you finally get everyone in, the door's shut. How much do you enjoy that process?
That's the joy that you're working towards all week long, and every game is hard to win. Doesn't matter who you're playing, doesn't matter where it's at. It's difficult. There's a lot of sacrifice and work that goes into it every week, from the staff to the players to the support staff, to make this go. And to go out there and battle their butt off for 60 minutes and be able to complete the mission at the end of the night. You don't get to enjoy it for long in this business. The next morning it's on to the next thing, and it's treatment, and it's studying, and it's film, and all the rest of it. But for those few precious moments in the locker room and the drive home sometimes, you get to enjoy it the way you should.
Good luck Sunday.
Thank you very much.